Hello, it is time for another video from years ago, and a little bit of a voiceover. This video is from 2019. I have, in my head, I have whose order this is narrowed down to 2 people without looking. You know, it's one of those 2 people, but it's not really important for the video because I'm not going to tell you even if I do remember who they are. These are I want to say these are the Tide Breaks earrings. They were a Facebook group exclusive back when I used to do that. My Facebook group never really had a lot of engagement. I still post in there, and I still don't get very much engagement. And if anyone ever has anything to say about that, let me know. I'd be happy to pick it back up, but that's only if it's going to be worth both my time and your time. I don't remember what these earrings are called, like maybe planchette earrings. Yes, actually, I looked it up. It is planchette earrings, and the other ones are the Tide Breaks earrings. I'm so good at this. I don't actually remember the name for the celestial pieces, though, so I'm moderately good at this. Anyway, you're gonna watch me struggle to figure out how to pack these because the ear wires are so delicate for this particular pair of planchette earrings. And I'm not gonna end up doing what I'm doing here, and you're gonna see me actually get frustrated and throw the card away because it made the holes pretty big. But I will figure it out soon enough. Basically, I wanted the ear wires to be able to sit flat so that they wouldn't be at risk of bending. I'm actually gonna look up the name of the celestial set here. Celestial Alchemy. Okay, so it was originally a bracelet. I made the Celestial Alchemy bracelet for Polished Pickup in 2019, and I made, I'm pretty sure, just 1 pair of earrings and 1 necklace to go with it for my shop. And whichever customer this is snatched them up right away, which was validating. That's always validating when that happens. Thank you. That's some Shimmer Drops earrings, by the way, and I still have plenty of Shimmer Drops earrings in several colors. I will say I stopped using this particular finish on this chain. It's called Satin Hamilton Gold, and it's like 18 karat gold in a satin finish. I'm not really sure about the process. I have found that it rubs off faster than normal 18 karat gold plating does, or any plating of gold does. So I stopped using it probably in 2020 or 2021. So I still have chain in that finish, and what I use it for is earrings, because earrings have the least skin contact and general contact. You know, a necklace may not be on your skin, but it'll be on your shirt, and it'll rub against that, and a bracelet, same thing, and usually on your skin, which is worse. So whatever I have left, I will usually just use it for earrings. I do believe I'm using it, yeah, I am using it in a necklace right now, but it's a long tassel necklace, so my hope is that the satin part will sit far enough down that the wearing will be minimal. So here you can see I'm using some chopped up washi tape to secure these earrings to the backing, and then they'll go in their little envelope to help protect them during shipping. And I didn't hear anything about them not arriving safely or being in any way deformed, so I must assume that it worked. I'm always open to someone saying, hey, your packaging was okay and the piece survived or whatever, but this went wrong or something. Like, please let me know. I've been doing this for over a decade, but that doesn't mean I'm on the receiving end of these packages. I one time had a Patreon come back and say the crystal in this necklace was broken on arrival, and she sent me photos, and I went, oh my gosh. I had wrapped the chain so tightly around the piece that it smashed the crystal in half, basically. I'm sure just tension and impurities in the crystal combined for that. That was a very helpful lesson to learn. And that was pretty recent too, like within the 2020s. I'm pretty sure. If she sees this and it was longer ago, she can tell me, but there's no need to. Just a detail. I do miss doing the style of packaging where I have the metallic envelopes and I use the metallic washi tape randomly across them and then write the name of the piece on the envelope. This is a result of polish pickup where I needed to pack a ton of items really quickly. So obviously, since I'm not doing polish pickup anymore, I'm not purchasing these envelopes and backing cards anymore. I would prefer to use second or third use packaging rather than purchase new packaging. So I don't do this anymore, but it was fun and I think it's very aesthetic for AgAuCu. And it's also pretty protective. You know, there's something in between the jewelry and the bubble wrap and the packaging and the outside world. I have not talked much about why I quit polish pickup. I just allude to it mostly, I'm pretty sure. I will say part of it, though, was that during COVID... Was it COVID that did it? I don't remember. It just doesn't really matter. They used to have a comfortable turnaround time between the shop closing and the vendors needing to get their item to polish pickup. And the only time they would shorten it was during the winter holidays. And that was fine. And then at some point they stopped having the longer turnaround time and said every single turnaround time is going to be like the winter holidays. And I don't know how feasible this is for polish makers. It must be more feasible because otherwise everyone would be struggling, right? But for someone who was making each piece as they sold, it became very stressful to the point where I would be crying almost every time. And there was no allowance for that. It was, well, why don't you just make them ahead of time? Number one, it's still going to take as much time as it takes, and number two, I can't exactly sell whatever I've made after the sale is done, and taking apart pieces that didn't sell costs me money. So that was just one nail in the coffin. I don't really have much else to say at this moment in time. I'm still considering whether or not to rename AgAuCu. It's a really tough choice. There's no perfect answer. Ooh, here's another thing. I used to send out lavender buds with orders in an envelope or a little baggie so people could have sachets of lavender. But anytime I've received a scented product as a freebie in an order, I'm like annoyed because I have really bad allergies to many scents, including lavender. I am myself allergic to lavender. I just love it more than I am allergic. And so I've stopped doing this. Usually what I include now is a little crystal, sometimes nothing, frequently, honestly, nothing. Because it's really just if I happen to have something on hand, and it was more so something I did when business was booming and I could afford it, because it does cost small businesses something to include a free gift. If anyone ever has any thoughts on that, you're welcome to share them with me. Some people like the crystal, some people don't know what to do with it. And I'm sure the same was with the lavender, especially since it's scented. Not scented, but has a scent. There's also a lot of people who don't like lavender, and I don't blame them. Ah, yes. Back when my only wax seal was the lavender wax seal. Can you tell I like lavender? I think it's very pretty, so I think that regardless of how it smells, I would still like lavender. Same with sage. Sage looks a lot like lavender, or at least some varieties of sage look a lot like lavender. It doesn't smell nearly as nice though. We're about to watch me struggle with the wax melts. There's going to be a bubble, and I'm going to try to poke it, and instead it's going to pull up the whole wax. And I'm going to spend several minutes. This is, of course, sped up, I think 5 times, maybe more. I'm going to spend several real-life minutes trying to fix what I had done. I think I ended up fixing it satisfactorily. To the point where it wasn't like, this looks hideous and I should just throw it away. Ooh, sorry. I can't even tell there's a bubble at this point, so I'm not sure what possessed me to poke it. We're gonna find out, see if I see the bubble or something going. Oh, and I started highlighting the lavender with gold Sharpie, and for some reason I switched to copper. I'm not sure why, maybe the gold was dead at that point. This is just something I was wondering as I was watching this footage while editing it. Like, what? Why did I do that? Not that there's anything wrong with it, or maybe I wanted to do— oh my god. There it is, silver, gold, and copper. You know, maybe that's why I wanted silver seal, gold tape, copper Sharpie. So it looks like it was just an accident. I just accidentally poked the wax, but like, I went straight for it. I don't know, maybe in person I could see that it was a bubble. It's clearly a bubble. Yeah, I'm gonna try to stick a piece of glitter in it, and that's gonna look stupid. And then I'm gonna look at it and be like, can I just leave it? No, it looks stupid. So I'm gonna end up doing is trying to put a little bit more wax in it and then smoothing it out with the hot spoon. If you've never used sealing wax, it's sealing S-E-A-L. It's very hard and it takes a long time to melt. So, not only did I speed this up, but I also cut out a good portion of it. all of that said, by which I mean all of the random things I talked about in this video, please let me know if there's anything you would like me to talk about in future videos, because there's always going to be videos where I'm doing voiceovers, and despite my joking in the titles that I'm yapping way, I actually struggle very much with finding enough to talk about in voiceover videos. Usually I'll have something I want to talk about, but that can be covered in about 5 minutes. And I spend the rest of the video, I mean, like, I watch the video several times being like, I need to come up with something else, I need to come up with something else to talk about. I can't just talk for 5 minutes of the video and the rest of it be music, so let me know if you've got anything. Thank you very much for watching another video from yours truly. Bye!